Well, we're back for another episode. This time it's just a reaction to the new or the updated uniforms, which I love. The logo change, we'll talk about those. The changes on the uniforms with the numbers. Like, okay, look, let's start with the numbers. No more gradients. The fact that it's a solid color, I think we can all agree that those look much better than the gradients. Not to say I personally had an issue with the gradients, but I do prefer the solid color. Now, when people are mentioning the gradients, what people aren't thinking about is the color. Now, the color that they use this time looks a lot more like the old LA Ram color as far as the yellow is concerned. Go back and compare the two. Look at it. Just look at it. You can see that the numbers are a lot different. The patch is gone. Perfect. Just all solid going down. Now, instead of just no horn, now you have a horn. If and I don't want to say it's a complaint, and I don't want to say it's a nitpick because I love the new uniforms, but I think we can all agree that there's something significant that I think the Rams could have done that would have I think made the uniforms a lot better. Again, I'm not complaining because I love the new uniforms. I'm just talking about adding this one little thing. And this one little thing would have kind of combined both the new school and the old school version of the Rams logo or the Rams uniforms, meaning you get a little bit of that throwback with a little bit of that modern look to it, right? Now, what am I talking about? So, as you know, the horns aren't full horns, right? Obviously, there's a split on the horns, including on the sleeves, right? On the shoulders. So we know that's not a full horn, but it's a horn. Look right here. You see it's not a full horn, right? You see it's split here. Here's what I would have done. This is just me. You could put your comments in the comment section and you guys let me know what you guys think about this. What I would have done differently, this is just as me, to kind of combine the modern with the old school. And then you give the fans a little bit of that old school that they want, that they're looking for, to combine with the modern day new school look. Is instead of wrapping the horn from here at the pit or the start of the pit to here, I think what they should have done was start like the old school and start here, like really thick, and then completely wrap it around like the old school ones, like we had back in the 70s, back in the 80s, back in the 90s, up until the Rams changed their logo in 2000 and changed their uniforms in 2000. That's what I would have done. Let's think about that, right? You get the horns wrapped around, kind of like the old school Dickerson horns, right? The old school Jack Youngblood horns, the old school Greg Bell, Kevin Green, those old school looks, right? You get that old school ram on the sleeves, on the uniform, where it's completely wrapped and it just comes around, instead of like the little thin edge, and then starting the. That's just me personally. I think what you would have done is you would have combined the like I said, you would have combined the old school with the new school. You would have given the Rams and the Rams fan. Well, you would have given Rams fans old school Rams fans like myself, exactly what we've been wanting for a long time. We want the throwbacks. We want those. We want those unis, and we hear it all the time from a lot of old school Rams fans that they don't like these new uniforms. They don't like the new uniforms. They wanted everybody. They want the Rams to go back to the old school. What better way to do it than you combine them both? It's my opinion. You combine the complete horn from underneath the arm, right? And it's a really thick horn that comes up and it wraps around the shoulders on both ends. And you can still have the horn split like how you have it here, right, on the helmet. You can still have it split, so you still give it that modern look. You can still have the numbers look the way they look, all solid and yellow. Would still have that modern look to it. I think that right there would have put it over the top. You know, and then the LA logo with the horns, where it's just one bold color. Again, I love it. It's not too much going on. It's simple, it's plain, and it's to the point. What they did with the actual ram, and they just cut off part of the nose, and it just kind of made the eyes like look even. They made the eyes look beady, more ferocious. I think, personally, these new logos were a lot better than the last ones we just had. 100%. Now, and I'm sure I'm not the only one that caught this, but if you go back and you look at what the Rams did with the promotion, you can see that they outlined how they designed both the new, or the updated blue, the updated whites, and the rivalries. See, they had two open spaces that were coming in the summer. I know I'm not the only one that caught that. So it's very interesting to see what they're going to release in the summer of this year. I'm very interested in hearing this. Very interested, because me personally, I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to what's going to be released. Do me a favor, hit that like, subscribe button, and then notify. Until the next time, I'll catch you at the next episode. Horns up.